I was going to make $15 an hour. I was going to move out of my house and just, do it. And I went on a walk with the beautiful Alex Cameron. He's like,
Mm.
you want a family, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you can provide for them for $15 an hour. I'm like, good point. And so on the way home from that walk, I went to the Adoration Chapel. I said a desperate prayer again, like, Lord, give me clarity. I start getting emotional and I get this strong urge to call a man I haven't talked to in years. I walk right out. I call him and he's like, who told you to call me? He's like, I just walked out of an exit interview. Send me your resume. I'll put in a good word. And now I'm at a company that I truly like. The culture is special. And that sounds so cheesy, but the culture is special. My boss is the man. And so
So the guy you called was leaving the company and you ended up taking his job?
yeah, he was a good Catholic man. Shout out Pat Davenport. And I was just calling him for
Patty
guidance.
D, baby, come on.
Yeah. I was just calling him for guidance, you
Yeah.
know? And he gave me a lot more.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so now I'm back in the same industry I was in before. So I'm not a total novice. One of my best relationships from my prior company, trailer sales team out in Detroit, my best relationship, I mentioned that and they're like, oh, that's the one account we want to work with. So like, just looking back how everything clicked together, and I'm over there doubting God and then boom, he's like, you fool,
Crazy.
So,
Well, because you can only not work for so long before you got to pay the piper.
yeah.
And it's crazy that you made it that far. You were refined by fire, silence, loneliness for a year.
Yeah.
And chiseled just into the beautiful man.
Chiseled. Maybe I start working out more if I go back a year and a half ago. But honestly, I have a long ways to go for sure. But if I could encourage people to do anything, it's like take a break. And like you said, rest is important, but you can't rest when you're on your phone. Like, yes, your body can rest, but your mind can't.
Yep.
In Isaiah chapter 30, verse 15, it says, in returning in rest, you will be saved. In quietness and in trust will be your strength. And I think because I took that, which in the scheme of things, like my great grandfather fighting in World War II, would be like, you pansy, like you gave up a flip phone or, big deal. But because I took that like little leap, the way God worked was amazing. And I love my dad. And he always pushed me to be better. And so we'd always kind of butt heads a little bit. And through this whole financial collapse, if you want to call it that, and the stress, like it offered me the chance to return to my dad in that sense of like, hey, I'm a foolish son. Sorry for thinking I know more than you. And now our relationship, I think, is the best it's ever been. So there's been so many blessings that have come in off that, just like little sacrifice, emphasis on little, you know what I mean? So
Seems little, but I think a big takeaway for the audience is we need to create space for silence in our lives. I put out a post a couple weeks ago where I said, turn off the radio on your drive-in today and answer the end of this sentence. The purpose of my work is to blank. The only time a lot of people have silence in their lives or the opportunity for silence is when they're in their car alone.
yeah.
And it is so simple, like you said, click the, but it's not easy. Simple, not easy. And so driving in the car can be a great opportunity to start tasting that silence. And then injecting silence, segments of time in your day, setting a timer to have silence. People can experience a little taste of what you had for a year, just living in silence, self-discovery, penetrating deep into your heart,
Yeah.
building relationships, rekindling relationships, strengthening your heart, soul, and mind. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.